In this episode, we're talking about several females who interrupt a church service. They're pro-abortion activists. They interrupt a mass at a church. And I'm not talking about the name of the church, the location. You can go find that if that's important, because I want to talk about this frankly, and I'm hoping that we can learn from it, if you will. So give us a chance to prepare. And that's more important to me, is the improvement in this community and the improvement in your security team. So my question to you as we talk about this is, are we ready for a protest group? For one, are you ready for a group to come in and protest or interrupt your service? And then how about the addition of, are you ready for a group of females to come in and protest or interrupt your church service? And I think that's an important twist here that is good for us to challenge our teams and talk about it, because we know that majority of our security folks in our churches are males. And, as I've said many, many times, by the time we get to that door with females, if we're males, we better have another female with us. So we need to be working on our plans. So if we're going to encourage females to leave our church for any reason, for an outburst, a full-on protest, service interruption like this, we need to have females involved in our team. And that might be motioning to some of your wives to go, to help us, to go out with us when we go outside, or we need to plan ahead to have females on our security team. It's very, very important for that. So let's take a look at this video. Let's play it for you. And as we're looking at this, you'll notice in the video that this church team they're kind of caught off guard, in my opinion. They do tend to screen. It looks like they're trying to screen a little bit. It looks like church members are just kind of pouring in to help. So it doesn't look like it's really a security team that talks together, trains together, and looks at these kind of things and discusses them together. So, I think the rest of us might look similar. We might be a little caught off guard because we don't do this every day. And even when we come to church every Sunday to be a security team member, we don't usually have this kind of stuff happen. So I'm not really critical of them, except for the fact that I want it to be a learning opportunity. Notice that their team or security team does a good job of getting in front of them, screening them out a bit, but no one is really trying to lead them out. They don't seem really ready to say, go this way with me, or let's go to the door. I don't see anybody or hear anybody really commanding them to do that, until at one point you see an awesome female, appears to be an awesome female, just takes charge and starts kind of trying to push them back and push them out. So she's encouraging that, pushing them, whatever you want to say. She's really pushing one of the protesters out. And I want you to note what happens. As she's pushing this one protester out and the others are kind of screening this somewhat, you notice they begin to just leave, voluntarily leave. And that's true with my experience and my studies of service interruptions, is many times they're there to deliver a message. They're peaceful in nature. They've got their loud outbursts, or we've had some recently where they're taking off their clothes in the middle of church. But as soon as we begin to try to contain them and ask them to leave and interrupt their process, they begin to do that. So the people just begin to follow. They're not really here to do a violent type situation. You rarely see that with service interruptions. So we just need to make sure that we have a team that's ready to go, that's talking about this stuff, and use this video. So I'm mentioning that, realistically, again, I want to underline, they're not violent. They're there to deliver a message. It doesn't mean that it couldn't happen sometimes that they get a little bit rough or aggressive or violent. But typically, when they're there to deliver a message, we just need to have our team ready to screen them out, go up and stand between them and the front where they tend to be yelling, whatever direction they're yelling, get 2 or 3 or 4 of us in there, screen them out, and begin to ask them to go to the door with us. Could you please go to the door with us? Could you please leave? Could you please stop? And you need to go to the door right now. And you may have to put a hand on a shoulder or something like that and begin to kind of guide them that way. But typically, That's all you're going to need to do. So, and don't forget no matter how big or how small your security team is, that's one of my main points here today, is that you need at least one female that you can pre-plan with, that if you have a problem female, a service interrupting female, or two females, you need to have a female that it can at least go with your team out as you take these people or this person, this female, out the doors, that you have a female witness with you. They don't have to put hands on or anything like that, but at least they're there with you as a witness. So you need to be able to motion to them. You need them to know that if this happens, that's what's going to happen, is that you need them to go with you. So, and you need that witness. You need somebody with you. Preferably ahead of time, you've got some females on your security team that are ready to put hands on someone if that somebody needs to be more forcefully taken out the door. It's rare though. So at least have a plan. And I'm encourage you to get that plan together, because right now we have a lot of active protests going on, anti-abortion stuff, lots of females involved in protesting right now in different ways across many churches. And so I'm encouraging you to work on that as a team. Watch this video, get your female plan in place with other females to help you, and be ready to handle this situation should it come up. And if it doesn't come up, awesome, but you're ready to go just in case it does. So thanks for joining me for this episode. ChurchSecurityAnswerman.com is where you can find all kinds of information, and take a look at this next video, which kind of goes along with this one, and will help you with some other ideas as well.